The universe has very many cool things. There's stars, star clusters, there's galaxies, there's planets and solar systems, all sorts of things. But today we'll be talking about nebulae. A nebula is a place where stars are born. The plural version of nebula is nebulae. They are made of gas and dust and are some of the most beautiful things God has put into space. They are very colorful. We know this because of Hubble pictures. However, when looking through your own telescope, even the bigger ones, nebulae will probably look like this. Or this. There are actually 5 main different types of nebulae. There are emission nebulae, reflection nebulae, dark nebulae, planetary nebulae, and supernova remnants. First one, emission nebula. An emission nebula is usually a reddish-pinkish color. They are very hot nebulae. They create their own light by energizing atoms in the star with ultraviolet radiation. Crazy complicated, right? My favorite, and probably the most famous, example of an emission nebula is the Orion Nebula, M42. It can be confusing because there are a lot of nebulae in Orion, but this one is specific. It is in the middle of the 3 stars that line Orion's sword. Here is a picture from our telescope. We were able to capture some color on it. Next off, reflection nebula. A reflection nebula is a bluish-whitish color because it reflects the light from stars around it. Emission and reflection nebulae are sometimes known as diffuse nebulae. This describes their shape, but not really their color or what they're like. My favorite area of a nebula is in the Pleiades cluster, M45, also known as the Seven Sisters. Here's the next one, is the dark nebula. Dark nebulae are called this because there is no light for you to see them. You can see their shape against stars or brighter nebulae behind them. You can't see them because the dust blocks the light behind them. This is the only way you can see where they are. Dark nebulae can have fun shapes like the Horsehead Nebula, NGC 2023, which is right next to Flame Nebula and near the Orion Nebula. Now we will talk about planetary nebulae. Planetary nebulae are very beautiful. They have nothing to do with planets, except their roundness. They are caused by supernovas, but are shaped differently than supernova remnants. They are usually lit with a star at their center. They can have all sorts of colors: greens, blues, reds, yellows, and many more. The first planetary nebula I saw through our telescope was Dumbbell Nebula. Finally, supernova remnants. Supernova remnants are obviously caused by a supernova, just like planetary nebulae are. Supernova remnants don't have much specific shape or color. They can be strands of color. They can look like a river floating in space, or look like a ribbon like SN 1006. 2 pretty popular supernova remnants are Veil Nebula and Crab Nebula. The supernova that caused Crab Nebula was actually observed in China about 1,000 years ago. Here is a picture that we took of Crab Nebula. You can see it at the bottom of the picture. All of these things show that God, the Creator, loves beauty and color in His works. How do we know this? Look at Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. This means that He created all the stars, all the galaxies, all the nebulae, everything up there with just words. I'm glad you have an interest in the stars as my family and I do. We enjoyed looking into the stars with you. I hope you enjoyed it as well. That's all for now with Into the Stars with Josie. See you next time!